For more than 25 years, the smartest 30 minutes on television. From the campus of Wake Tech, get your crania in gear. It's time to play Brain Game.
Welcome to the Brain Game Playoffs. The road to the championship is set. Competing today are Raleigh Charter High School and East Chapel Hill High School. High fives all around. That's good. Really nice. Ooh, look at the extension. East Chapel Hill, nice. Those are good high fives right there. All right, well, hello and welcome to Brain Game, everyone. I'm your host, Mark Roberts. Thank you so much for joining us here at Wake Tech Scott, Northern Wake Campus. Let's meet these players and get this playoff action underway, shall we? First up, from East Chapel Hill High School, we have Lance, Liam, and Max. That is East Chapel Hill High School, everybody. And representing Wake County from Raleigh Charter High, we have Avni, Wisdom, and Eric. That is Raleigh Charter, everyone. And remember, in Brain Game, each team will have first crack at 3 questions in each category. Correct answers in Brain Game earn you 20. An incorrect answer results in a loss of 20. If a team can't answer, they can pass. So the other team should always be ready with a response. Let's get this Brain Game playoff matchup underway, everyone. In today's pop-up culture, we're testing our players' knowledge of colorful musical acts. These are bands and recording artists with a color in their name. So let's kick off this pop cultural experience with East Chapel Hill. They have moves like Jagger, but also stayed on the charts for one more night. Who is this band fronted by Adam Levine?
It's Pink Floyd. Our team's answer is Pink Floyd.
That is incorrect. Raleigh Charter, you want to try that?
Defer Avni.
All right.
Our team's answer is Maroon 5.
Maroon 5 is correct. All right, question 2 in pop-up culture for East Chapel Hill. Jack and Meg were married, not brother and sister. Who is this duo responsible for 7 Nation Army?
Our team's answer is pass.
That goes over to Raleigh Charter.
Our team's answer is the White Stripes.
That is correct. All right, last pop-up culture for East Chapel Hill. Their major label debut album was the Grammy-winning Dookie. The album American Idiot spawned a Broadway musical. Who are they?
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to Raleigh Charter.
Our team's answer is Green Day.
Green Day is correct. All right, now we're doing colorful musical acts with Raleigh Charter. The hardest working man in show business is this singer of Papa's Got a Brand New Bag and I Feel Good. Who is he?
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to East Chapel Hill.
Our team's answer is pass.
That is, ow, James Brown. All right, question, they don't know what that means, I don't think. All right, question 2 for Raleigh Charter here. These Grammy-winning California rockers' biggest hit was Under the Bridge. Californication and Give It Away were also big.
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to East Chapel Hill.
Okay. Our team's answer is pass.
Red Hot Chili Peppers for that one. And last pop-up culture for Raleigh Charter. These 4 women are named for 2 colors. What K-pop quartet is the most streamed girl group on Spotify?
Defer Avni.
Our team's answer is Blackpink.
Good job, Avni. You got that one. All right. Well, let's turn the dial now to news and current events. In our next category, headliners, you'll work together to answer questions about local, national, and even some recent global news items. Each team will begin with a visual clue, so ears open, eyes on the screen. Here's the first question for East Chapel Hill. From 2013 to 2020, prior to becoming Prime Minister of Canada, Mark Carney was governor of the Bank of what nation?
Our team's answer is Canada.
That is incorrect. Raleigh Charter, do you want to try?
Our team's answer is pass.
Answer there is England. We are back to East Chapel Hill for headliners. Who won the Oscar for Best Actor at this year's Academy Awards?
It's Adrian Brody, right? Our team's answer is Adrian Brody.
That is correct. And last headliners for East Chapel Hill. On March 28th, a 7.7 magnitude earthquake struck Southeast Asia. Its epicenter was near Mandalay in what country?
Our team's answer is Myanmar.
That is right. All right, good job over there. Now doing headliners with Raleigh Charter. In March, there were widespread Turkish protests of the jailing of the mayor of Istanbul, the main rival of what man who was the president of Turkey?
Our team's answer is Erdogan.
Well said, that is correct. Question 2 in headliners for Raleigh Charter. What state became the first to ban municipalities from adding fluoride to public drinking water?
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to East Chapel Hill.
Tina. Our team's answer is pass.
Utah is the state that we sought. And last headliners for Raleigh Charter. In March, what nation filed a case against the United Arab Emirates, accusing it of supporting those who committed genocide in its Darfur region?
Our team's answer is Sudan.
Sudan is the correct nation. All right, let's get back stateside for our next category, which is Across America. Players, today each correct answer will be a U.S. city that ends with Ville. That's V-I-L-L-E. So, kicking off Across America, Ville cities with East Chapel Hill. What Florida city is the largest in the U.S. ending in Ville?
Our team's answer is Jacksonville.
That is correct. Question 2 and Across America for East Chapel Hill. In 2020, what Rocket City became the most populous city in Alabama?
What? Memphis, Birmingham. Our team's answer is pass.
Okay, over to Raleigh Charter. You want to try Raleigh Charter over there?
Our team's answer is Huntsville.
Huntsville is correct, where the NASA outfit is. Yeah. All right, and Across America, East Chapel Hill, last question for you. In the 60s, the Monkees said to take the last train to what Tennessee city near Fort Campbell?
Yeah, Nashville, maybe? Our team's answer is Nashville.
That is incorrect. Raleigh Charter, you want to try that?
Our team's answer is pass.
It's take the last train to Clarksville. I actually could sing that song, but I won't at this time. All right. This is Across America, Ville cities for Raleigh Charter. What Tennessee city hosted the 1982 World's Fair and is home to the flagship campus of the University of Tennessee?
Our team's answer is Nashville.
That is incorrect. East Chapel Hill.
Knoxville. Our team's answer is Knoxville.
Knoxville is right. Now we're back with Raleigh Charter. The largest U.S. city with its name is nowhere near Cleveland, Ohio. What Texas city lies across the Rio Grande from Matamoros, Mexico?
Our team's answer is Brownsville.
Brownsville is the correct city. And last, Across America for Raleigh Charter, what city is Indiana's largest port on the Ohio River?
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to East Chapel Hill.
I'm not too confident on these. Our team's answer is pass.
Answer there is Evansville. Well, players, we've hit our first break now, and we've got more points up for grabs with word power and arts and literature. Brain Game will be right back, everyone.
In keeping with the FCC regulations regarding children's television programming, WRAL's Children's Programming Report documenting our compliance is available for viewing in the station's online public file, located on the FCC's website at stations.fcc.gov. The Children's Television Programming Report is also available for public viewing during our normal business hours, Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. WRAL TV is located at 2619 Western Boulevard in Raleigh.
Welcome back to Brain Game, everyone. After that first round of play, East Chapel Hill is on the board with 20 points. Raleigh Charter is in there with 140. It's time to find out now how well our players can do filling in the blanks. Players, I hope you don't find today's word power taxing because we're asking you to name words containing the letters IRS. So each correct answer will contain the exact sequence of letters IRS somewhere within them. So let's begin word power, words with IRS, with East Chapel Hill. These days, it can be a trap. What 6-letter noun is a feeling of wanting to drink something?
Our team's answer is thirst.
Thirst is correct. Question 2 in word power for East Chapel Hill. 6 letters. Third person plural possessive pronoun.
Theirs. Our team's answer is theirs.
Theirs is right. And last word power for East Chapel Hill. Good morning, Baltimore. What compound word is a movie, a musical, and can set your curly locks?
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to Raleigh Charter.
Our team's answer is pass.
That one is Hairspray, the musical Hairspray. All right. Now, words with IRS for Raleigh Charter. What 7-letter compound word is the general name of a zeppelin, dirigible, or blimp?
Our team's answer is airship.
Airship is correct. Question 2 for Raleigh Charter. What 7-letter adjective describes the state of being excessively hairy, not a professional woman's ensemble? Need something over there, Raleigh Charter. Anything?
Pass.
Over to East Chapel Hill. Need something, you guys.
Our team's answer is pass.
Okay. Hirsute is the answer we were pursuing there. And last for Raleigh Charter in this category, this 6-letter word is a German cherry liqueur, sometimes used to season a fondue. Need something over there, you guys. Anything?
Our team's answer is pass.
Okay. That goes to East Chapel Hill.
Our team's answer is pass.
Kirsch is the answer we were looking for. Well, I certainly prefer the game Words with Friends more than Words with the Internal Revenue Service. We're on to arts and literature now. Players, anything you've learned about paintings, music, literature, theater, and more could appear in this category. You'll want to work together figuring out an answer. Each team will begin with a visual clue. Let us start with East Chapel Hill. Joaquin Patinier's landscape shows the fires consuming what 2 condemned biblical cities?
Can I defer to you? Defer to Max.
All right.
Our team's answer is Sodom and Gomorrah.
Way to go, Max. You got it. Question 2 for East Chapel Hill here. She gets a famous aria in the Mozart opera, The Magic Flute. Who is this dark royal character?
Team's answer is the Queen of the Night.
That is correct. And last one for East Chapel Hill. Bazarov, is the young doctor who represents the nihilistic view of the younger generation in what Ivan Turgenev novel?
Team's answer is pass.
That's over to Raleigh Charter if you want to try.
Defer Avni.
Our team's answer is Fathers and Sons.
That is correct. All right, now we're doing Arts and Lit with Raleigh Charter. These outer panels and 3 inside panels of other creative activities. On the 3rd day of creation, what is this Bosch work?
His answer is the Garden of Earthly Delights.
That is correct. Question 2 in Arts and Lit for Raleigh Charter. But Doctor, I am this Italian comic opera title figure, a clown who murders his wife.
Defer Avni.
Our team's answer is Rigoletto.
That is incorrect. East Chapel Hill, would you like to try?
Doctor. I don't know any.
Anything, you guys?
Our team's answer is pass.
Pagliacci is the answer we were seeking. And last Arts and Lit for Raleigh Charter. Yuri is the titular physician of what controversial novel about the October Revolution? Boris Pasternak was forced to decline the Nobel Prize in Literature.
Yes. Our team's answer is Dr. Zhivago.
That is the right doc. You got it. All right, players, we made it to our next break, and this is a big one. Because when we come back, it's name game, crunching numbers, and rocket science. Brain Game will be right back, everyone. Welcome back to Brain Game, everyone. After that second round of play, we have East Chapel Hill on the board with 100, and Raleigh Charter is in there at 200. And we have a substitute in the game, a veteran substitute for Raleigh Charter. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian is in the game right now. There he is. Excellent wave. Excellent wave. All right, let's get back to the questions now. In Name Game, we're getting religious. Each correct answer will be a popular world religion, sect, or denomination. Each clue will include a popular church associated with that religion. And we'll kick off this segment, Name Game, with East Chapel Hill. Masjid al-Haram, also known as the Sacred or Great, is located in Mecca.
Just Islam. Team's answer is Islam.
Islam is the right religion. You got it. Question 2 in Name Game for East Chapel Hill. The Cathedral Church of St. Peter and St. Paul in the city and diocese of Washington, or National Cathedral, represents what Protestant sect?
Could be Baptist, could be Baptist. Our team's answer is pass.
That goes over to Raleigh Charter if you want to try.
Our team's answer is pass.
Episcopal is the answer we were looking for. And last name game for East Chapel Hill. The onion domes of the Cathedral of St. Vasily the Blessed, or St. Basil's, represents what religion from Moscow's Red Square?
That's right. Our team's answer is Eastern Orthodox.
That is correct. All right. Now, let's name the religion or sect with Raleigh Charter. The largest unfinished church of this religion is La Sagrada Familia, a cathedral in Barcelona. What is this Christian church?
Our team's answer is Catholic.
Catholic is correct. Again, we're asking for the sect. You got it. All right. Question 2 in name game for Raleigh Charter. Supposedly built on the birthplace of Moses, Ben Ezra in Cairo is a former church of what Middle Eastern religion?
I don't know. That's not in the Middle East.
Need something, you guys. Anything?
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to East Chapel Hill.
Our team's answer is pass.
Judaism is the answer we were looking for. And last name game for Raleigh Charter. Also known for its choir, the Salt Lake Tabernacle, found in Salt Lake City, Utah, is the former meeting place of the leadership of what religion?
Our team's answer is LDS.
Yeah, that works. Mormon, yeah, you got it. Latter-day Saints, that is correct. All right, players, have your pencils and scratch paper at the ready. It is time for crunching numbers now. You now have twice as much time to answer your questions. If you're still stumped, you can always pass to the other team, so everyone should be working toward an answer. We begin crunching numbers with East Chapel Hill. What is the difference between the maximum value and minimum value of the function y equals 9 cosine x minus 7?
Our team's answer is 18.
Nicely done. That is correct. Question 2 in crunching numbers for East Chapel Hill. Calculate the value of 3 plus the square root of 5 squared plus 3 minus the square root of 5 squared.
Oh, that's so annoying. Plus 5 plus another 9 plus 5, and then like the ones inside cancel out, don't they? So isn't that like 10 plus 18, 28?
Need something over there, you guys.
Our team's answer is 28.
28 is right. And last crunching numbers for East Chapel Hill. If the vertex of a parabola is at the point 7, 12, and one x-intercept is at the point -2, 0, then where is the other x-intercept?
Okay, so the difference there is 9, so it would be 9 plus 7. So 16, 0. Team's answer is 16, 0.
That is correct. All right. Now we're crunching numbers with Raleigh Charter. If a student divides both sides of the equation by x plus 3 to make x equals 5, what solution is missing?
Our team's answer is x equals -3.
That is correct. All right, question 2 in crunching numbers for Raleigh Charter. In terms of pi, what is the circumference of the circle in the diagram? Need something over there, you guys. Anything?
Our team's answer is pass.
Okay. Over to East Chapel Hill. Need something, East Chapel Hill. Anything over there?
Our team's answer is pass.
Okay, 65 pi, the answer we were seeking there. All right, last crunching numbers for Raleigh Charter. Given the square root of 7 plus the square root of 28 equals the square root of x, what integer value does x represent?
Our team's answer is 63.
That is right. All right, we have made it through crunching numbers. Congratulations to everyone on that. Great job on both teams' part. We're now blasting off to rocket science. Only 6 questions before the final round, and one of these teams will advance in the playoffs. We start here with a visual clue for East Chapel Hill. These mice are engineered for research by having parts of their genome turned off by what process that suggests the mouse lost a boxing match?
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to Raleigh Charter.
If you think you're guessing. I'm guessing. Pass.
Okay. Our team's answer is pass.
Knockout is the answer we're looking for. All right, question 2 in rocket science for East Chapel Hill. What circuit element allows current to flow in one direction only? They are often preceded in name by light and emitting.
Diode. Our team's answer is diode.
That's right. And last one in rocket science for East Chapel Hill. In 1978, Louise Brown was the first test tube baby born by what method, frequently abbreviated to 3 letters?
Our team's answer is IVF.
You got it. In vitro fertilization, IVF works. Good job. Now we're doing rocket science with Raleigh Charter. They look like ants, but are technically relatives of the cockroach. What are these insects good at digesting cellulose with the help of their gut flora? Their gut flora.
That's what cellulose is. Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
Yeah. Our team's answer is termites.
Termites is right. Question 2 in rocket science for Raleigh Charter. What number is the difference between 0 degrees Celsius and 0 Kelvin?
73.15.
Defer Brian.
All right.
Our team's answer is 273.15.
Man, way to do it, Brian. Good job. Good hair and good answer. And last Raleigh Charter rocket science. Radar uses radio waves for direction and ranging. What abbreviated system uses sound waves for this purpose?
That's abbreviated, right? Yeah, that's abbreviation. Sonar.
Brian's
Our
played
team's answer is sonar.
Sonar is correct. All right, great job, players. It's now down to globetrotting, where today we're testing your knowledge of African geopolitics. We'll have the game's final question when Brain Game returns. Welcome back to Brain Game, everyone. We hope you're playing along on your TV or your favorite device. If you want more information about the smartest 30 minutes on television, go to WRAL.com and type the search words Brain Game for the season's schedule, final scores, and to watch past episodes. Our regular round of play ended with East Chapel Hill on the board at 240 and Raleigh Charter in there at 340. Up to 200 points are now on the table, and it all comes down to our game's final question. Each team determined how much to risk on globetrotting during the commercial break. Teams, here's your final question. At the beginning of 2025, 3 countries left the economic community of West African states to form the Alliance of Sahel States. Name one of them. Stay tuned. The final answer and the final scores when Brain Game returns. Welcome back to Brain Game, everyone. The teams are locked in with their answers to today's final question, which is, at the beginning of 2025, 3 countries left the economic community of West African states to form the Alliance of Sahel States. Name one of the 3. Let's go over to our teams. Let's start with East Chapel Hill. Please tell us your answer.
Our team's answer is Mali.
That was correct. You risked 200 points. That brings your game total to 440. All right. Now, Raleigh Charter, please tell us your answer.
Our team's answer is Burkina Faso.
Well said and correct. You risked 101 points. That brings your total to 441. So with that final score of 441, Raleigh Charter is today's Brain Game winner, everybody. How about that? Good game. Congratulations to Raleigh Charter. Please join us next week for the start of the Brain Game semifinals. Just 4 teams remain, and 1 will be our next champion. Thank you for watching Brain Game, the smartest 30 minutes on TV.